I'm going to use the probe right here to touch off the tools. Now to make sure, now this probe only works on a conductive surface, so it'll work fine on the bicycle. To make sure that I can repeat this and I can replace any tool that might have a problem, I'm going to use the probe with a blank tool. So there we are, a blank tool. So what I've done is I've screwed this, I have no collet in here, no collet or tool in here, and I've screwed this up all the way until it's tight. Okay? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to jog this down until it touches and set that as my 0. Over here in the interface, I'm just going to increase these dialogues a little bit so it's easier to see. Here in the interface I have tool 0, which is my reference tool loaded, and I have my coordinate set to 0. So we're going to go to turn on handle jog, and I'm going to jog this down until it just touches the probe. Okay. I'm going to use my smaller setting there. I'm just going to tiptoe down very slowly until it just touches the probe. Okay? And I'll know that it touches the probe because the light will come on. And I've got some kind of connectivity issue there because the light isn't coming on. Let's try that again. There we go. Light's coming on. So I had a little dust on the surface there and it wasn't making contact. Okay, so if you touch the light, if you touch it and go a little too far, you want to back up by a bunch and come back. So back up by a bunch, come back down. One click at a time. There we go. There we are, touched off. Come over here, and I'll set axis to 0. This warns me I haven't configured the ATC yet. Result depends on knowing which tool is selected. I have tool 0 selected. Tool 0 is what I want, so I want to perform it anyway. I'm going to set my Z to 0. Now that changes my relative and absolute coordinates to 0 because I've adjusted my work setting. Okay. Now we'll jog this out of the way. I'm going to catch my tool. And verify the ATC configuration. Configure ATC. Those are all set. Spindle is empty. Okay. Now we'll close the doors and we're going to set up our tools. We go to Setup Tool Wizard. I've already defined a reference height. That was the whole thing I did here with tools. I used tool 0 to set my 0 to the top of the probe. That was my reference height. So I've already defined a reference height. Select next. I'm going to pick tool 1, next, and I'll tell the machine to insert the tool. It'll go ahead and pick the tool up out of the ATC. Okay. Once the tool's picked up, we'll hit next. Hand wheel jog is active automatically. And what I want to do now is I want to come down. I don't even need to open the door for this because I've got the probe. Come forward, over, and I actually want to catch because of how these tools work, actually we kind of want to catch the corner of it, not the center of it. Now we'll come down, and we'll just verify the light does come on, and now we'll set it to a slower speed, and I'm going to go ahead and open the door so we can see more easily. There's the light. There we go. Okay. Over here and tell it next. I want to set more tool heights. Next. Pick 2. Next. Close the door and tell it insert tool. We'll come over here and pick up our tool. Tell it next. Hand wheel jog is active. Once again, we'll come down. Should still be catching the corner of the tool. Light's coming on. Now we'll come over here, set it to go more slowly. There we go. Next, I want to set more tool heights. Next, tool 3, insert tool. Next, once again we'll come down. Okay, so we want to move it over a little bit, so we're a little more centered. Come down, the light's coming on. Over here to the side. Keep missing it. There we go. Next, I want to set more tool heights. Pick tool 4. Next, then we'll jog down. There we are. Next, I'm done setting up tools for now. Now we'll finish. All right, so that was our tool setup. And let's go ahead and jog this up and recover the probe. Okay, we no longer need that in there. Put it back in this box, and on this site they store it there. All right, next thing I want to do is I want to set my Z to the top of the part, and I want to set my X and Y. Okay. So set my Z to the top of the part. Actually be easier to have a different tool in here. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pick up, go to Tools, Insert Remove Tool From. We'll pick up our 3/8. Okay. Now it doesn't matter which tool I use to set the length and or set any of the other offsets, because these tools, machine already knows the difference in height between the tools. So it doesn't matter which tool I use to set the rest of the offsets. Okay, so now I'm set up for this. I'm going to stop this video and start another one.